Your mind is the most powerful tool you possess, yet it can also be your greatest obstacle. Every thought you have shapes your reality. It can either propel you toward greatness or pull you into a spiral of fear, doubt, and stagnation. But here's the truth. Most of us let our minds run wild, consumed by negativity, worries about things beyond our control. Have you ever felt trapped in an endless loop of overthinking, unable to focus, unable to find peace? Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Imagine lying in bed after a long day, craving rest, but instead, your mind floods with worries, regrets, fears. You toss and turn, feeling powerless. But here's the good news. You can regain control. You can train your mind to break free from this cycle, to focus on what truly matters. If you want to regain control of your mind, be persistent. In this video, I will share 8 Stoic principles that will help you take charge of your energy and your thoughts. If you're committed to this journey, leave a comment, "I control my mind." Let this be your reminder that you have the power to do so. Let's dive in. Number 1. Understand what is within your control. When things don't go as planned, we easily fall into misguided thinking. We drift into spaces and ideas beyond our control. We begin to dwell on disappointments and worry about worst-case scenarios. In the chose of our minds, we lose our ability to judge clearly and forget our role in shaping reality. This is where Stoicism emerges, like a lighthouse in the storm. It doesn't teach us to control the world that's impossible. Instead, it teaches us to control ourselves. Epictetus once said, "Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within our control, and some things are not." This isn't just philosophical rhetoric. It's an ultimate truth. Think about the last time you felt frustrated or angry. Was it because someone treated you unfairly, or because circumstances put you at a disadvantage? If left unchecked, these emotions drain your energy, pushing you into a pointless battle against reality. But pause for a moment and ask yourself, what do I truly control? You can't control how others perceive you, but you can control how you respond. You can't control every event in life, but you can control how you think about them. And above all, you can't control time or fate, but you can control how you live each moment you're given. In the Bible, God tells his people, "Be still and know that I am God." This doesn't mean surrendering, but understanding the limits of control. Some things belong to God's will, beyond human influence. But others, our will, thoughts, and actions, are entirely ours to govern. True freedom doesn't come from imposing control over others or circumstances. It comes from mastering yourself. Imagine a man walking into an important meeting. The atmosphere is tense, and everyone waits to see his reaction to harsh criticism. If he loses control, gets angry, and argues emotionally, what happens? He may vent his frustration, but he also loses the respect of those around him. However, If he remains silent, observes, and responds with composure, who truly controls the situation? Control isn't about manipulating others, but about holding steady in the storm. This is how the great Stoic philosophers, from Marcus Aurelius to Seneca, faced life's challenges. When you understand what is truly yours, you stop wasting energy on what isn't. Picture a fire. If you pour water on it, it goes out. If you pour oil, it rages. But if you do nothing, just observe, it naturally stabilizes. Your mind works the same way. If you constantly let yourself be consumed by uncontrollable things, anxiety and anger will take over. But if you focus your energy on what you can change, you maintain balance. The lesson is simple, yet powerful. Don't try to control what's beyond your grasp. That only leads to frustration. Instead, Massachusetts, stir yourself. Control your thoughts, actions, and reactions. When you do that, you don't just control your mind, you take charge of your life. Number 2, develop the amor fati mindset. Life is not a smooth, predictable path. It is a winding road, filled with unexpected turns, steep climbs, and occasional falls. Yet, within these challenges lies the opportunity to transform our Selvesto, grow stronger, Wisconsin Sir, and more resilient. This is the essence of amor fati, a Stoic principle that teaches us to not only accept our fate, but to embrace it fully with love and gratitude. When adversity strikes, the natural reaction is resistance. We ask, "Why me?" or wish for a different reality, clinging to the illusion that life should always align with our desires. But this resistance only deepens our suffering. The Stoics understood that pain, failure, and hardship are not obstacles in life. They are life itself. As Friedrich Nietzsche once said, amor fati, that one wants nothing to be different, not forward, not backward, not in all eternity, not merely bear what is necessary, still less conceal it, but love it. Consider the story of a young entrepreneur who poured years of effort into building their business, only to see it fail due to unforeseen circumstances. They could have wallowed in despair, blaming the economy, their competitors, or even themselves. Instead, they chose to see the failure as a lesson. They analyzed their mistakes, refined their strategies, and eventually built a new venture that thrived. Their initial failure became the foundation for their later success. This is amor fati, not just enduring adversity, but using it as fuel to propel yourself forward. Challenges, failures, and pain are not punishments. They are teachers. A broken relationship can teach us about our own needs and boundaries. A career setback can push us to develop new skills or explore paths we never considered. Even profound loss can deepen our appreciation for life and the people we hold dear. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it." Like the fire, we too can transform every hardship into strength and wisdom. But how do we cultivate this mindset in daily life? Start by reframing your perspective. When faced with difficulty, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this challenge make me better? Instead of seeing obstacles as threats, View them as opportunities to grow. This shift in thinking is not easy, but it is liberating. It frees you from the grip of frustration and self-pity, allowing you to focus on what truly matters: your actions and your growth. Take inspiration from those who embody amor fati. Think of Helen Keller, who, despite being blind and deaf, became a powerful advocate for social change. Or Viktor Frankl, who endured the horrors of a concentration camp and used his suffering to develop a profound philosophy of meaning and purpose. These individuals did not resist their fate, they embraced it, transforming their pain into something extraordinary. To love your fate is not to passively accept it, but to actively engage with it. It is to see every moment joyful or painful as a piece of the puzzle that shapes who you are. Life will not always give you what you want, but it will always give you what you need to grow. In the silent moments of reflection, when the world feels heavy, remember this: every challenge you face is a chance to rise. Amor fati is not just a mindset, it is a way of living. It is the courage to embrace life in all its complexity, to find beauty in the struggle, and to transform every hardship into an opportunity for greatness. As the Stoics teach us, the path to resilience begins when we stop resisting and start loving the life we are given. Number 3. Avoid energy drainers. In the chase of modern life, your energy is your most precious resource. It fuels your thoughts, actions, and progress. Yet, so often we squander it on things and people that drain us, leaving us depleted and unfulfilled. To live a life of purpose and clarity, you must learn to protect your mental and emotional energy, much like a fortress guarding its treasures. Think of a day when you felt completely drained, not from hard work, but from dealing with people or situations that added no value to your life. Perhaps it was the colleague who thrives on gossip, the friend who only calls to complain, or the endless scroll through social media filled with negativity and comparison. These are energy drainer silent thieves that rob you of focus, peace, and joy. The first step to avoiding energy drainers is identifying them. Toxic relationships often disguise themselves as friendships or obligations. A family member who constantly criticizes your choices, a friend who only talks about their problems without ever asking about yours, or a partner who dismisses your feelings. These interactions weigh heavily on your spirit. While we cannot always cut ties with such people, we can set boundaries. As Brené Brown wisely said, daring to set boundaries is about having the courage to love ourselves, even when we risk disappointing others. Boundaries are not walls. They are gates that allow in positivity and keep out toxicity. Negativity is not limited to people. Pay attention to the environments you expose yourself to. Gossip at work, doom scrolling through bad news, or engaging in endless arguments online are all subtle ways your energy gets siphoned away. Instead, redirect your focus toward meaningful relationships and productive conversations. Spend time with those who uplift and inspire you. Seek out mentors, friends, or colleagues who challenge you to grow, not those who pull you into the depths of their own insecurities. Consider the story of Oprah Winfrey, who openly credits her success to surrounding herself with people who share her vision and values. She once said, "Surround yourself only with people who are going to lift you higher." Oprah understood that energy is contagious. The people you allow into your life have a profound effect on your mindset and motivation. Choose carefully. Practical steps can help you reclaim your energy. Start by limiting your exposure to negativity. Politely excuse yourself from gossip-filled conversations. Mute or unfollow accounts on social media that make you feel inadequate or angry. Dedicate your time to activities that nourish your soul, reading, exercising, or spending time in nature. These moments of silent reflection can recharge your spirit in ways no external validation ever will. Life is too short to waste on things that drain you. Every moment spent on negativity is a moment stolen from growth, joy, and purpose. Protect your energy fiercely, for it is the foundation of everything you wish to achieve. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus reminds us, the key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. Choose wisely, act decisively, and watch as your life transforms into one of clarity, strength, and fulfillment. Number 4. Practice inner silence. In a world that never stops talking, silence has become a rare and precious gift. We wake up to the buzz of notifications, spend hours surrounded by chatter, and fall asleep to the hum of endless distractions. Yet, amid this noise, the most profound truths about ourselves can only be found in moments of stillness. To practice inner silence is to reclaim your mind from the chows of the world and create space for clarity, reflection, and emotional mastery. Consider this. When was the last time you sat in silence, no scrolling through your phone, not multitasking, but simply being present with your thoughts? For most, such moments are fleeting if they happen at all. Yet, the greatest minds throughout history have understood the power of silence. Blaise Pascal once said, "All of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone." Inner silence is not just the absence of noise. It is a state of being where you detach from distractions and turn inward, observing your thoughts without judgment. Think of the athlete who pauses before a critical play, shutting out the roar of the crowd to focus on their next move, or the parent who steps away from a heated argument, takes a deep breath, and returns with calm composure. These are examples of inner silence in action, a deliberate pause that allows clarity and control to emerge. Without it, we are at the mercy of our emotions, reacting impulsively to every challenge life throws our way. To cultivate inner silence, start by setting aside just a few minutes each day to be alone with your thoughts. Find a quiet corner of your home, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. Let your thoughts come and go, like clouds passing in the sky. At first, your mind may resist, bombarding you with worries, plans, and distractions. But with practice, you will learn to observe these thoughts without becoming entangled in them. This simple exercise, though silent, speaks volumes Sit teaches you to master your mind rather than letting it master you. Practical examples of inner silence can be found in everyday life. Take the story of a CEO who starts each morning with 10 minutes of quiet reflection before diving into the demands of a busy day. This practice doesn't just help them stay grounded, it sharpens their decision-making and enhances their emotional resilience. Or consider the artist who retreats to a silent studio to create, free from the noise of the outside world. These moments of stillness are not indulgences, they are necessities for clarity and creativity. Inner silence also helps us navigate relationships. When a friend or partner says something hurtful, the immediate urge is to react defensively. But pausing, breathing, and allowing silence to intervene can prevent escalation and lead to a more thoughtful response. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca wisely noted, silence is a lesson learned from the many sufferings of life. In these silent moments, you come face to face with your true self. You see your fears, your hopes, and your strengths with greater clarity. You learn to let go of what doesn't serve you and focus on what truly matters. Silence is not emptiness, it is the fertile ground where growth begins. To practice inner silence is to step away from the noise of the world and reconnect with the stillness within. It is a daily act of self-care, a way to regain control over your emotions and a path to greater self-awareness. In the words of Rumi, "The quieter you become, the more you are able to hear. In silence, you will find not only peace but the wisdom to navigate life's complexities with grace and purpose." Number 5. Practice self-discipline. Self-discipline is the quiet architect of success. It works silently in the background, shaping your habits, strengthening your will, and guiding you toward a life of purpose and fulfillment. Without it, even the grandest dreams remain castles in the air, fragile and unattainable. Discipline is not about grand gestures or sudden bursts of effort. It is about the small, consistent actions that slowly but surely transform you into the person you aspire to be. Think about the athlete who rises before dawn every day to train, rain or shine. Their victories on the field are not the result of luck, but of countless silent mornings spent pushing their limits. Or the writer who dedicates an hour each day to their craft, producing page after page, even when inspiration feels absent. These achievements are built on discipline, the ability to prioritize long-term goals over fleeting comforts. Discipline begins with routines. A routine is not a rigid prison. It is a framework that protects your time and energy from being squandered. Start small. Wake up at the same time every day. Dedicate 15 minutes to reading or commit to a daily workout. These acts may seem insignificant in isolation, but over time they compound into something powerful. As Aristotle wisely noted, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. But discipline is not just about doing. It is also about resisting the pull of distractions, the lure of instant gratification, and the temptation to quit when things get hard. In today's world, distractions are everywhere: endless social media feeds, binge-worthy shows, and the constant ping of notifications. These may feel harmless, but they silently chip away at your focus and productivity. To practice discipline, you must learn to say no to what does not serve your goals. Consider the story of J.K. Rowling, who wrote the first Harry Potter book as a single mother struggling to make ends meet. She could have given up, overwhelmed by the weight of her circumstances. Instead, she disciplined herself to write in the quiet hours, channeling her limited time and energy into her dream. Her story is a testament to the power of persistence and focus. Discipline also requires a clear sense of purpose. Without meaningful goals, discipline becomes mechanical and unsustainable. Ask yourself, what do you truly want to achieve? Whether it's building a career, nurturing a relationship, or improving your health, let your goals guide your actions. Write them down, break them into smaller steps, and hold yourself accountable. And when the journey gets tough, as it inevitably will, remember this: discipline is not about perfection, it is about consistency. There will be days when you falter, when the weight of life feels too heavy. Forgive yourself, but do not give up. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "No great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig." If you tell me that you desire a fig, I answer you that there must be time. Let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen. To practice self-discipline is to take control of your life. It is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. In those silent moments when no one is watching, discipline is what will carry you forward. It is not easy, but it is worth it. Because in the end, the effort you invest in yourself will always pay the greatest dividends. Number 6. Face your fears with memento mori. There is a silent truth that echoes through every life, a truth we often avoid but cannot escape. We are all mortal. The ancient Stoics embraced this reality not as a source of fear, but as a guiding principle to live fully and meaningfully. They called it memento mori. Remember, you will die. Far from being morbid, this contemplation of mortality serves as a powerful reminder to focus on what truly matters and to live with purpose, Pennsylvania SSION, and gratitude. Think of the moments when life's fragility becomes undeniable. Perhaps it's a loved one's passing, a near-death experience, or even a quiet moment of reflection in the dead of night. In those moments, the distractions of daily life arguments, petty worries, and material pursuits fall away, leaving only the essentials, the people we love, the dreams we've yet to chase, and the legacy we wish to leave behind. As Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote, "You could leave life right now." Let that determine what you do and say and think. Consider the story of Steve Jobs, who famously spoke about the role mortality played in his life. Diagnosed with cancer, he reflected on how the awareness of death became a compass, helping him prioritize what truly mattered. In his own words, "Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You are already naked. There is no reason not to follow your heart." His legacy, Apple's innovation, was born from this clarity, a testament to living with purpose in the face of life's brevity. Memento mori is not about dwelling on death. It's about using its inevitability to sharpen your focus on life. When you acknowledge that your time is limited, the fear of failure diminishes. You begin to take risks, to pursue dreams that once felt impossible, and to cherish the silent, ordinary moments that make life extraordinary. The laughter of a child, the warmth of the sun on your skin, the quiet comfort of a loved one's presence become treasures when viewed through the lens of mortality. Facing your fears becomes easier when you see that life itself is finite. The fear of rejection, failure, or judgment pales in comparison to the regret of a life unlived. Think of the countless people who stay in fulfilling jobs, toxic relationships, or stagnant routines because they are afraid of change. But when you remember that each day is a gift, you realize that the greater risk is to let fear dictate your life. Practical steps to embrace memento mori include daily reflection. Take a moment each evening to ask yourself, if today were my last, did I live it well? This simple question can transform how you approach your decisions, relationships, and priorities. Another practice is to write down your goals and revisit them often, ensuring they align with what truly matters to you. Death is not the enemy. It is the silent teacher that reminds us to live fully. As Seneca wisely observed, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. By contemplating your mortality, you gain the courage to face your fears, the clarity to focus on what matters, and the gratitude to embrace each day as a gift. Memento mori is not a call to despair, but a call to action. Use it to live boldly, to love deeply, and to leave behind a legacy that reflects the best of who you are. In the end, it is not the length of your life that matters, but the depth with which you lived it. Number 7. Control your emotional reactions. Emotions are the silent undercurrent of our lives, shaping how we perceive the world and how the world perceives us. They are natural, instinctive, and deeply human. Yet, while emotions are inevitable, our reactions to them are not. The ability to control your emotional responses is not about suppressing what you feel, but about mastering how you act. It is the art of choosing reason over impulse, Colorado empezure over chaos, and strength over surrender. Think of a heated argument at work. A colleague criticizes your idea in front of others, and your first instinct is to lash out, defend yourself, or match their tone. But what does that achieve? Reacting impulsively often escalates the situation, leaving you feeling regretful and others perceiving you as professional. Now contrast that with a response rooted in control. Taking a moment to breathe, acknowledging their perspective, and responding calmly with reason. This shift in approach not only diffuses tension but also earns you respect. As Viktor Frankl, the renowned psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, said, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom." Learning to control your emotional reactions begins with awareness. When emotions like anger, frustration, or sadness arise, Pennsylvania, US. Recognize the feeling without judgment. Acknowledge its presence, but do not let it dictate your actions. This pausi is a powerful tool. It creates a silent moment where reason can step in. For example, when a friend forgets an important event, your initial reaction might be hurt or anger. But in that pause, you can choose to consider their perspective. Perhaps they were overwhelmed or genuinely forgot. Responding with you understanding instead of confrontation strengthens the bond rather than tearing it apart. Practical steps can help you develop this emotional resilience. Start by practicing mindfulness. Spend a few minutes each day observing your thoughts and feelings without reacting to them. This habit trains your mind to recognize emotions as they arise, giving you greater control over how you respond. Journaling can also be a powerful tool. Write down moments when you felt emotionally triggered and reflect on how you reacted. Could you have responded differently? Over time, this self-reflection sharpens your emotional awareness. Consider the example of Mahatma Gandhi, a leader who faced immense hostility yet remained composed. When insulted or attacked, he refused to react with anger. Instead, he responded with calm determination, channeling his emotions into purposeful action. This mastery of emotional control inspired millions and became a cornerstone of his philosophy. In relationships, emotional control is the foundation of trust and harmony. A partner's harsh words or a friend's mistake can trigger hurt feelings, but reacting rashly often deepens the divide. Instead, take a step back. Speak with clarity, not anger. Express your feelings without blame. This approach not only resolves conflicts, but also fosters deeper understanding and connection. The Stoics believed that true strength lies in mastering oneself. As Epictetus taught, it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Life will always throw challenges your way, disappointments, criticism, and unexpected setbacks. You cannot control these external events, but you can control how you respond to them. By training yourself to act with reason and composure, you reclaim your power. You become the master of your emotions, not their servant. This does not mean you suppress your feelings, it means you channel them constructively. Anger becomes fuel for change. Sadness deepens your empathy. Frustration drives you to seek solutions. In the end, controlling your emotional reactions is about choosing the person you want to be. It is about responding to life's challenges with grace, strength, and wisdom. And in those silent moments, when you pause before reacting, you will find the freedom to grow, to lead, and to live with purpose. Number 8. Live simply and avoid excessive luxury. In a world obsessed with more possessions, Missouri wealth, Missouri status there, is a silent truth that many overlook. True fulfillment is often found in less. The pursuit of excessive luxury, while alluring, can be a trap. It distracts us from what truly matters. To live simply is not to deprive yourself, but to free yourself. It is a deliberate choice to focus on what enriches your soul rather than what merely decorates your life. Think of the stories of those who have achieved great wealth, but found themselves hollow and restless. Celebrities who seem to have it all: a mansion, Delaware Signa wardrobes, and worldwide fame often admit to feeling unfulfilled. Jim Carrey once said, "I think everybody should get rich and famous and do everything they ever dreamed of so they can see that it's not the answer. The endless pursuit of luxury can create a cycle of emptiness where no amount of material gain ever feels like enough." Living simply, however, allows you to reclaim your time, energy, and peace of mind. It is about reducing the noise of unnecessary desires and focusing on what truly brings value to your life. Consider a minimalist mindset, one that prioritizes quality over quantity. Instead of chasing the latest gadgets or filling your closet with clothes you rarely wear, invest in experiences that nourish your spirit, spending time with loved ones, learning new skills, or simply enjoying the silent beauty of nature. Take the example of a young couple who traded their fast-paced city life for a simpler existence in the countryside. They swapped their luxury apartment for a modest home, traded expensive meals out for home-cooked dinners, and found joy in the little things: gardening, reading, and long walks together. Their decision to simplify didn't diminish their happiness, it amplified it. By shedding the weight of materialism, they discovered a deeper connection to themselves and each other. The Stoics understood the power of simplicity. Seneca, a Roman philosopher who lived during the height of luxury in ancient Rome, wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." He practiced what he preached, often sleeping on a hard bed and eating simple meals to remind himself that happiness does not depend on external comforts. This practice, known as voluntary discomfort, helped him maintain gratitude and resilience, even in times of abundance. Simplifying your life doesn't mean renouncing all pleasures. It means being intentional about what you allow into your life. Start small. Declutter your home, unsubscribe from the endless stream of marketing emails, or set boundaries on social media use. These small acts of simplification create space, not just physical space, but mental and emotional space for growth and self-improvement. When you reduce your attachment to material things, you free your energy to focus on what truly matters: your relationships, your health, your passions, and your inner peace. The silent joy of simplicity is that it teaches you to find contentment in the present moment rather than constantly reaching for the next shiny object. As Henry David Thoreau wrote in "By embracing simplicity, you create room for what truly enriches your life, leaving behind the weight of unnecessary desires." In the end, simplicity is not a sacrifice, it is a liberation. Conclusion: the journey of growth and a meaningful life. Life is a continuous journey of learning, growing, and seeking purpose. The 8 principles we've discussed, from cultivating discipline, facing fears, controlling emotions, to living simply and avoiding excessive luxury, are not just philosophical lessons, but guiding lights for a life worth living. Remember, life is not measured by what you possess, but by how you live. Discipline takes you further. Simplicity brings you peace, and confronting fear opens doors to opportunities you never imagined. Every small action, every shift in mindset, is a step closer to becoming the best version of yourself. Live with purpose, love deeply, and keep striving. Life is short, but its meaning lies in how you embrace each moment and leave a positive legacy for the world. If you found these values meaningful, let's share this message with others. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the upcoming content on this channel. Let's build a positive community together where we grow and live a meaningful life side by side. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.